welcome to another video. Thanks for stopping by. I thought I'd just kind of wrap up the month of October and share what I've been really wearing for the entire month. And I want to say that this has been like a banger month. Like I picked a lot of great fragrances to wear for this month. I know like my setup looks a little crazy from the beginning. I swear to God, it was more organized than this. But let me not waste any more time and kind of share some of the ones that I've really been enjoying. First one is Sand and Fog's Pistachio Dream. And this is a perfume oil. This is supposed to be inspired by Kayali's Yum Pistachio Gelato. And I purchased this at Marshall's for about $15. And I don't know if you can see, like I've been rubbing myself with this oil. I have loved this fragrance. I loved it since the first time I smelled it. I'd never smelled anything like this. And you know, I went to the Sephora once to compare, like really truly give it a good comparison to the Yum Pistachio. And I can say that I wouldn't say that they're like spot on dupes, but this is a very good inspiration. It gives you that entire idea of Kayali's Yum Pistachio. This is very sweet. It is very gourmand. It's a very gourmand style fragrance. It opens up bright and citrusy, and then it quickly turns into a very sweet, almost soapy floral. I believe there's jasmine in this one. And then it transitioned into a very sugary pistachio almond type of fragrance. It honestly, like later into the dry down, it makes me think of sugared pistachios or sugared almonds. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever been to the city and you see like those street vendors and they sell like the sugared nuts. Not as, food like that, but imagine if you were to take those sugared nuts and then lay on even more sugar and like some citruses and a dash of florals and a lot of vanilla. And that's what you get with Sand and Fog's Pistachio Dream. This is one of their best sellers. And I can totally understand and see why. This was an instant favorite of mine, and I enjoyed wearing this for the fall weather. I think this is a great transition scent and a great fall scent. Another favorite is Jimmy Choo's Illicit, and this is like a classic. Sorry, these bottles have been used and abused in October. Like when I say I truly wear my fragrances, like I wear my fragrances. Now I know this little baby dent going on here kind of shows that, you know, when have you been wearing it? But as this has sat, I've had this in my collection for about 2 years now. As this has sat, it's gotten stronger, and it really just smells like a honey or like a honey bomb, a honey caramel bomb. It opens up with a beautiful ginger note. And as it's sat now, the ginger has gotten a little stronger, but it fades off quickly. And then you're just left with a beautiful white floral and like honey combination. I love wearing this scent every fall. It's a very perfumey type of perfume, if that makes sense. Like it smells like a really nice perfume, but it's so beautiful. And there's a hint of powdery sweetness in it as well. I loved wearing this fragrance. It's such a cozy scent. It's like, it's sexy, but without trying too hard, if that kind of makes sense. And I love this bottle, first of all, like a little stop and appreciation for like this Art Deco style bottle. Really love Jimmy Choo Illicit. Another favorite of mine is Gucci Bloom's Nettera de Fiori. I love the entire Gucci Bloom line. I have this one, another flanker, the Acqua de Fiori, and the original. And I am stopping myself from wanting to purchase all the other flankers because that's how much I love Gucci Bloom. This smells honestly very much like the OG Bloom, but it has I think a little more white florals and some rose in it. And this one has a spicier opening. I believe this has ginger. And you know, I've realized now, because I didn't realize like I had quite a few ginger or spicy fragrances in my collection. I really enjoy the note of ginger. Like, as I'm starting to see some of the similarities in a few fragrances of mine, Jimmy Choo's Illicit, Terre de Fiori, Twilly, although this one has black pepper, the original has ginger. But I really, really appreciate ginger, and I really, really appreciate wearing this fragrance. Again, I told you I use and abuse my bottles, so please excuse how they look. I think I'm like halfway through, or maybe like 75% through this 30 ml bottle. It still sprays, and I can still hear some juice in it, so maybe I'll add this to my next project pan coming up later in the year. But yeah, beautiful spicy white floral with a hint of rose. It gives this one more of a creamy, thicker, it's a heavier fragrance. Really, it's just a heavier version of Gucci Bloom, and I think this is perfect for the cooler weather. Alien is always a classic. This is a little perfume stick. I started using it until I couldn't like squeeze out anymore because it's like a roll up. So I'm down to, if you can see, like I'm down to the container. So I started scooping a little bit out, but it was starting to get really messy doing that. So I'm going to consider this as an empty. And if I see my eye for, you know, another Alien, I'll pick it up. I do have one flanker. I think I'm a little aliened out for the time being, so we'll see how I feel. But this is a beautiful, iconic scent. It's a very woody, loud jasmine fragrance. You really have to like amber and jasmine. And this is just a great fragrance to wear. Very polarizing, but very well worth it. I had mentioned Twilly before, and this is the Eau Poivrée flanker. So this is a beautiful spicy rose fragrance. It's very powdery. It's very, very spicy. It's so beautiful. It has patchouli, it has pink pepper, it has rose. This is a lovely, lovely flanker. I love the original Twilly. I love the Eau Poivrée. And as this has sat, I don't know if you can tell because like the juice is now a little orangey in color. But as this has sat, it has gotten stronger. It really opens up with a blast of that pink pepper. So it gets quite loud and like almost headache inducing. But as it dries down, it becomes the most beautiful, powdery, almost soapy floral. It makes me think of a woman's powder room or like cosmetic makeup or like vintage rich soaps. It's such a lovely, classy yet quirky fragrance. And I feel like it had a lot of hype back then, but nobody talks about it anymore. And I feel like, you know, justice for Twilly. This is such a great fragrance. I think, honestly, it's great for year round, but I like to wear it during the cooler weather just because of that pink pepper and the heavy florals. But yeah, this is such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It's so uplifting and makes me happy to wear it. Had a lot of more affordable fragrances in my collection. Besides Burberry Brit here, this is another designer. Now, don't mind that I haven't given this much wear. I've been wearing a lot of my fragrances. This one, as much, I do still love this fragrance. I just didn't wear it as much as I should. And this is a sweet, sugary, almond, floral fragrance. It opens up with lime, so it's a little sour and sweet in the opening. A lot of vanilla, but this is not your modern style vanilla. This is an older vanilla fragrance where it doesn't so much smell like food. It does smell like a sweet perfume. It's fruity, and it has really a sugary almond facet to it. I love this fragrance during the fall It works so well in cooler weather. Um, as it sat, it's been, aging, so it's gotten quite strong. Not as strong as it used to be, but still a lovely, lovely fragrance. Now, onto my cheapies. And I don't know if anyone who's been around, you guys know that I really, really, I really like affordable fragrances. I don't know, there's something about finding like a really good affordable fragrance that just tickles me. I love it. And I have the internet breaking vanilla potion. This had like so much hype a couple years ago or maybe last year. And as this has sat, because a lot of my fragrances now have been sitting for about a year, as this has sat, the vanilla has gotten stronger. Some of that sharpness has died down, but there is still something sharp in it. It's probably that floral note. I think it's freesia and bergamot, I want to say, because there is something sharp and fresh in it. But again, not a bad vanilla. I still stand by what I say. It's an all right fragrance. This is your classic sweet, woody, slightly woody vanilla fragrance. Pretty good value for like $17. I bought it for $17 at the time. Pretty good value, nice cheap vanilla fragrance. Smells like any other vanilla body mist. If you have it around, you aren't missing much. That's honestly how I use a lot of my cheapy fragrances. I go ham and spray it all over like a body mist. But I do enjoy wearing this fragrance, and this is much better to wear in cooler weather. Something about this I don't like wearing when it's hot. Not at all. But in cooler weather, this performs quite beautifully. Now, a vanilla fragrance that actually rocked me was this random purchase. Like, this was a random ass purchase. This is a Vanilla Cream by The Good Scent. I picked this one up at Marshall's for $15, and I'm gonna let the dent speak for itself. If you can see, like, it's here. I have been spraying this fragrance down. This is a really nice vanilla. I am like impressed. For $15, I was very impressed. This is such a powdery, sweet, very, very soft vanilla. What this reminds me of is like vanilla powdered milk. Like, I don't know if anyone has ever had Nesquik and you have the powdered Nesquik, the vanilla flavor, and just before like you pour it into your milk and stir it up, that's almost what it smells like to me. Like, now, not like Nesquik itself, but the idea of it being a vanilla powder that you would add to milk. There's nothing creamy about it, so it's not a lactonic scent. It is more so of a powdery vanilla, but without it being woody and without it having any real florals. Now, I would say completely disregard any of these notes. I don't get anything like that. That's honestly why I purchased it. I was like, ooh, pistachio, vanilla, caramel. And the notes here, it has top notes of white orchid, jasmine, mid notes of vanilla bean, sugar, caramel, base notes of sandalwood, musk, and pistachio. Disregard all of that. Like, honestly, what I get is a lot of vanilla and musk and maybe some sugar. That's honestly it. You're getting a very sugary, musky vanilla, and I think it's the musk that makes it a little powdery and fluffy like that. This is so nice. I wore this to bed like nearly every single night. This is a cozy, comforting scent. And honestly, a pretty good value. I never saw it again. Just like, how ironic is that? Like, you find a scent that you really, really like, and then the next time you go back and it's nowhere to be found. So I'll use it up when I can. I'd definitely like to see how this will age. Maybe the vanilla will get stronger, but as of this month, I thoroughly enjoyed wearing Vanilla Cream. Another fragrance that broke TikTok a couple years ago was Manifest Your Future by The Good Scent. This is another Good Scent TJ Maxx Marshall's fragrance. And I will have to eat my words. I'll have to eat my words of all the shit that I've been talking about this fragrance. Now, probably not, I've only mentioned it once or twice, but I kept thinking like the scent is not at all worth the hype. Like, what am I smelling? When I had first smelled this, it smelled like a candle gone bad. Really, whenever I'm in the stores, and I'm always in the stores, I would pick this up and smell it, and I'm like, I don't smell what everyone is smelling. Like, where is this cinnamon apple cookie? Like, I want some, and I was not getting that. It was giving candle that had gone bad. So, I gave up on finding it. Lo and behold, I'm in Marshall's again, found this one discounted. And when I say in the store, it was like tipped sideways. It had no cap. I had to finesse the cap onto this. It had no cap, and you could tell that it had been sprayed a couple times by, shoppers around the store. So I'm like, you know what? What the hell? Let me smell it one last time. And oh my gosh, it clicked. It clicked. I was like, oh, now I see. Now I get it. I was getting the spice, the apple, maybe not so much cookies. I won't say I was getting anything necessarily cookies, but what this really smelled like was like a spiced apple cider. And I really enjoyed that. That was very pleasant. So I will say, like, the one caveat to this is that this is a type of scent that needs to sit. I think this is one of those perfumes, kind of like some of those Arabic fragrances, that it really needs to sit and oxidize and age and macerate, whatever you want to call it. But this is one of those scents that gets better as it's old. So luckily, I had purchased this already old, and I think that's what kind of helped the juice to fully like mature. So yeah, I got a lot of the notes here, like a spiced sugar, spiced apple cider, spiced pear, and in the dry down, it really is just more of like a warm vanilla fragrance. Beautiful for the fall season. Like, this just screams fall. It's spiced apple cider. And I take back all of the negativity that I had for this fragrance. I mean, as you can see, I've given this quite a good wear. And I had gotten some compliments when wearing this too. So really, really nice fragrance. I would recommend it. And especially because it's so cheap. Like, this is honestly one of those really nice cheapies. But caveat, you gotta let this sit. It's really like sit. Another favorite cheapie of mine, this is Target's Good Chemistry brand, and this is Coffee Cloud. I'm pretty much almost done with this, so I'll probably add this to another project pan in the future. And this is honestly Ariana Grande's Cloud, but woodier and with some like coffee. And not like a bitter coffee, really like more of a very milky latte. I really, really enjoy this fragrance. The more you wear this, though, I will say it is not an exact dupe of Ariana Grande's Cloud. It's more of like you can see where they're inspired by it, and then they add their own little mix to it. Really, really great fragrance. Bought this one on sale for like $15 at the time, maybe a year or two ago. Absolutely love wearing it. It's such a cozy, comforting scent. Great for fall season. Yeah, honestly, I don't have much to say about it. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I wear this down. And last but not least is Clean Classics Fresh Laundry and Lavender. And this was one of those fragrances that I thought I would like. It was a blind buy, and I think, if you can tell my hesitation, something about this, it just doesn't work for me. I like the idea of it, but then smelling it, it leans so heavy on like cleaning product. When I smell it, I get flashbacks to Saturday morning, and your mom's up at like 7 in the morning, and she's already got her gospel music on blast. Pots are banging. She's already mopping. She's got the laundry started, and she's cussing at you, telling you to get your ass out of bed, get your laundry out. Did not tell you to get the garbage out. Sweep your room. Like, it was honestly dramatic to wear. This is what it makes me think of. It makes me think of Saturday mornings and a hot mop filled with Fabuloso. That being said, it is nice, but I don't think this is something that you could wear on your body. I tried wearing it to bed a couple times, and I don't know, it just I couldn't mess with it. And this lavender gets a little astringent and sharp. I tried wearing it to work a couple times, just a couple light spritzes. So I think this is one of those fragrances that you can't go heavy with. Also, a little goes a long way. So when you apply less, you get more of that aromatic, powdery lavender quality. Too much, and it becomes just that, like too much. I even tried layering it with this lavender and sandalwood body fragrance from Bath and Body Works, and I don't know. I don't think this type of lavender is my favorite. I do like lavender, but this just it just leans too much on cleaning products, and that's coming from a clean stand. I do like the clean brand. So maybe I'll use it up as a room spray, but again, it too much, and it gives me a headache. I have given it an honest wear. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about this again. I feel bad to say that I might even just declutter it, because it's just like I can hear my mom's gospel music whenever I smell this again. You know when they say like scent associations? That's exactly it. So yeah, this was not my favorite for the month of October. So I mean, out of like 12 fragrances, one that didn't end up being my favorite, that's not too bad in my book. And last but not least is an honorable mention for a fallen soldier. As you can see, this fragrance is no longer with us. We had a casualty in the month. As you can see, this is my Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Légère. And I don't know, I can't say how heartbroken I am that this fell and broke. Like, I don't even know how that happened. I wore this to my friend's wedding. It was a great day, smelling good. There was love in the air. We're celebrating two of my friends getting married. And I placed this in my purse afterwards. Because, hello, it's a roller ball. It's meant to travel, right? I don't know what happened, but when I got home from work the next day, and I guess I had left this in my purse. I placed my purse on the floor. I came home, and all I was smelling was Good Girl. Now, I didn't put two and two together. I was like, dang, it smells kind of good in here. And my poor husband was like, one of your perfumes broke. And when I say like the world stopped, I was like, what? What broke? And he comes in and he shows me this, like I have the lid. He shows me this, it broke, like snapped clean off, and the liquid had spilled on my floor. And he tried to clean everything up with like paper towels and everything. And that's why the scent was all over the apartment. All over my apartment. And I felt so bad because my husband had to stay home all day smelling like the fragrance all day. And oh my God, it was just a bad time. So We had to lock this up, wrap it up, and put it in a Ziploc bag. And I'm gonna get a little spray, travel spray thing, just to transfer the remainder of the liquid. But yeah, that's the casualty for the month of October. So I'll probably be on the hunt for another rollerball or maybe a full size. Because when I said I love, love, love that fragrance, and it breaks my heart that I no longer have it, or at least that it's broken and I can't really wear it the way I would want to. But that's how my month went. That's all the fragrances that I've been wearing for October. Hopefully the next month, November, it's beginning of holiday season, so I get to pick out my fragrances and see what I want to wear then. And we're starting to get some cooler weather. I don't know, the weather around where I am has been interesting, to say the least. Interesting. But I'll see you in my next video. Like this video if you did. Talk to me in the comments below. I definitely would love to hear some of your thoughts. Share some stories, some tragic perfume stories. Please tell me I'm not the only one that has accidentally broken a perfume bottle. Please tell me that I'm not alone. And subscribe if you want to. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.